What's up, y'all? Okay, so I have tried to film this video 8 times and I am not going to give up because the information that I want to give y'all is coming directly from my heart. I'm not about to let nothing stop me. So if I have to keep recording this video, I will keep recording this video. All right, if you are struggling with like depression, anxiety, any of your any diagnosis, if you're struggling with anything right now or just in general, please reach out to a friend, a loved one, someone that cares about you, that actually cares about you. Don't worry about making someone uncomfortable or inconveniencing somebody. If they love you and they know what you are going through, then they are very likely open to you reaching out to them during a difficult time. But do not hesitate to reach out to your mental health professional. Call 911, call the suicide prevention hotline, which I'll leave the number in the description below. Just reach out. Reach out, reach out, reach out. You deserve to be here. It is tough. I am not going to tell you it's not tough. It's tough, okay? Now that I've gotten that out the way. I also want to send a huge shout out to Moniece. You are incredibly strong. And I hate to say that you are brave, but that's exactly what you are, because this isn't something that we should have to be brave about, but based on how everyone's responding, it takes bravery to deal with stupidity. It takes bravery and strength to not be fazed by the things that people who don't have your experience say. So I just want to send you that. Moniece was on Love and Hip Hop Reunion and you know, was like, I was having a tough time. My medication wasn't working. I needed him to help me with my child, and he wasn't able to do that. And Lil Fizz was like, well, you need to give me full custody. And the fact that the amount of people who are agreeing that he needs full custody while she deals with her mental health diagnosis, y'all are the same people, ironically, y'all the same people that be like, oh my God, I hope nobody I love ever kills themselves. Suicide is so high in our community, but y'all literally are saying that someone who has a mental health diagnosis doesn't need their child. Y'all sound bad. I think I'm frustrated about it because she's communicating effectively and y'all still don't see that. He don't see that. And what's the worst part about, there's so many terrible parts about that whole thing, but she's communicating effectively and you can't stop being selfish to be there for your child because you think that being there for your child is being there for her and you don't want to be there for her. That is like the trashiest thing ever, especially because ironically you're helping someone else raise their kids. Like, what kind of shit is that? That makes no sense to me. That makes no sense to me. You would rather her not communicate her needs and then just have some other nigga raise her kids like you doing with somebody else's kids? Like, what are we talking about here? What are we actually talking about here? What are we actually talking about here? Like, this seems ridiculous to me. I'm like, this woman, first of all, and this is like the way y'all do black women all the time. Y'all want to make her look so angry and aggressive, like it's not warranted. You want to make it seem like her anger isn't valid. Okay, how do I explain this without being so irritated? I'm so irritated with y'all. I'm irritated because, okay, no, I don't have no kids. My partner has a child. If the mother of my partner's child reached out to my partner and said, I am having a tough day and I need you to come pick up your child today, I'm driving the car to go pick the baby up. It's not about doing something for her. It is that there is an adult who's unable to do the best they can in the moment, and the child needs another adult to be around. Go be there for the kid so the adult can be the best version of themselves. Why do y'all see it as I'm doing something for her? Why do you see it like that? Why? And even if that is how you see it, why can't you? I think that people are so hurt by baby mama, baby daddy drama that they can't separate just human behavior. They just can't separate like the need to be human to somebody. And I also cannot believe the audacity of that mofo sitting next to somebody with 2 kids, helping her raise her 2 kids because she wasn't able to raise her 2 kids by herself. And because the father of her child or children is doing what he needs to do and providing however he sees fit. And I'm almost certain he has full custody, right? But it's because she didn't want to. I don't know what the hell that situation is. But at the same time, you sitting in here in birthday pictures with her and her kids and you babysitting. You wild. Like, I'm just not understanding. How can you be there for someone else and their kids and you can't be there for your kid and the mother of your kid? Like, it ain't like she ain't asking you to come deliver dick. She didn't ask you to come buy her a house. She didn't ask you to pay for all her bundles. She didn't ask you to do more than what is required of a father to a child. I just feel like y'all are ridiculous sometimes. I feel like it is so easy for y'all to take the wrong person's side because of what the right person looks like when they're giving the information. Like, based on how Moniece is presenting the information, it's easy for y'all to label her crazy. It's just easy for y'all to be like, she looked crazy as hell. But it's like, y'all don't know what that woman goes through. And the vulnerability that she had in that experience to say, my medication wasn't agreeing with me, and I just needed someone to I just need you to come pick up your son. She didn't even say someone. I needed you to come pick up your son. You made this child. Can you please pick this child up so I can be a better version of myself tomorrow? Like, I just don't understand. Y'all so selfish. Y'all are so selfish. Y'all so hurt. Like, y'all ain't even a healthy version of selfish. Y'all are a hurt version of selfish. I can't even, and I'm specifically speaking to the people that agree that that woman doesn't need her child because of her diagnosis. Y'all are wild, wild, wild. Can y'all imagine what y'all households would have looked like if somebody could have picked y'all up from y'all mama houses instead of her smacking the hell out of y'all? Instead of your mama coming home with an attitude, cussing, fussing. Can you imagine if somebody just would have picked you up, taking you to your auntie house for the weekend so your mama could have got a break? Do y'all remember what y'all mothers looked like after she got a break? Have y'all ever seen your mothers get a break? That might be the reason why y'all can't handle this conversation, because y'all have never seen a black woman take a break, because y'all expect black women to break. Like, I for the life of me will never understand why y'all hate black women so much. I don't get it. I don't get it. That woman communicated effectively. She's communicating effectively. If she wasn't communicating effectively, she could have found a random dude who thought she was cute and moved him in and had him taking care of all the kids, like somebody else sitting on them couches. But since that's not what's happening, she communicated with the father like a mature adult should and said, can you please come get your child? Ain't nobody trying to take you from this new bitch you banging today. Ain't nobody trying to take you from the girl you sleeping with this week. Nobody's trying to do that. We're trying to make you accountable for the person that you created. That's all she's trying to do, is make you accountable for the person you created when she can't be there. It ain't like when he can't do it, she don't take her kid. She doesn't have a choice but to take her child, but he got options. He got the option to go take care of somebody else's kids, but she don't have no options like that. That's literally the difference in parenting between most, women, people who push the child out. I can't even say women. That's the difference between people who have pushed the child out and people who haven't. Whoever has pushed this kid out has far more responsibility than the person who didn't push the kid out. And I say that because this also happens in from my understanding and a lot of things that I've read, this kind of happens in a lot of lesbian relationships too. They come together, they have a kid, it don't work out. The person who had the child is required to still take care of that kid. And the person who didn't have the kid does not have to be there at all. It doesn't matter the genders. It's just about who pushed the kid out. The responsibility usually falls on the person who has pushed the child out. And the fact that she asked for help and was treated like that, it's wild, because and everybody's talking about, well, there are people who kill their kids with mental health diagnoses. You think people is just jumping to murder? You think people go from upset to murder? I guarantee, I can almost guarantee that's not how that works. I'm pretty sure at some point there are some signs. There are some kind of signs, you know what I mean? I just don't. No. And even if there are no signs, like to make that person, to just make her like a murderer, for y'all to be like, she can murder her kids. I'm like, y'all wild. I'm sorry. I feel like that's just sad. That's how people with mental health diagnoses go without support. That's how they miss out on having support, because of shit like that, because y'all make them look crazy and like they're unfit for society, rather than just being a support system. All that man had to do was go pick up his son. He didn't even have to say shit to her. He didn't even have to say hi to her. He didn't even have to nurture her through the moment. All he had to do was pick up his child. That's all he had to do, was go there, pick up his child. He didn't have to say shit to her, like, at all. And I commend her for pushing through that moment, for having that moment and still coming out on top, still being able to be the version of herself that she is. Like, that takes strength. If you ain't never been there, you don't know what that is like. And I'm not talking specifically like that experience. I'm talking about if you have never been in an episode and had something very pressing that you had to tend to, whether it is a human life or a project. If you have never had an episode and had something pressing that you had to tend to, and you could not tend to it in the best version of yourself because of the episode that you're having, and the thing that she was tending to was a human, and she's having a hard time, and she reached out. I'm just like, how the fuck do people not go crazy? How do people not implode? How can y'all mourn people that commit suicide and then say this shit? I feel like it's ass backwards. That's all I have to say on that. Done is better than perfect.